Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Waldorf Weekly. This will be the news section, and I don't want to bore you too much, but here are a few things that happened or are happening this week. Today, Monday, the 9th grade made food for us in their nutrition block, so I'd like to thank them. I didn't have any, but it looked really good, so thank you, 9th grade. It's the last week before break, which is a relief, but it may not be. It's homework's piling up and so on. Good luck finishing anything that you may have to finish. The winter assemblies coming up on Thursday. Hope everyone's ready for that. I think it should be a relatively good one. Shepherd's Play is coming up on Friday. Also should be a good one. Now news from around the world. Senate advances the tax cut deal. In the Senate today, they voted that they're going to vote on the deal. Basically, they passed some procedural hurdles that said, yes, okay, now we can vote on it. So the vote may come as early as tomorrow, Tuesday. Fingers crossed, right? And also a Mongolian dissident was released by China yesterday, but has not been seen since, and neither has his family. His wife, children have gone missing as well, so our thoughts are with them. That'll conclude the news section for this first Waldorf Weekly, and now we're going to turn it over to Leif in Leif's Corner. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to Leif's Corner. Now, pay attention! This week we're going to talk about clementines and how freaking ridiculous it is that everybody eats clementines in winter. Why do you eat clementines in the wintertime? They're obviously orange. Obviously the sun likes clementines and they need to be eaten in the summertime. Why are we eating them? There's no sun out right now. What's the point of eating that clementine when it's dark out and it's snowing? It's stupid! Stay in school.
Hi there. On this week's section of cooking in the Waldorf Weekly, we're going to talk about tea making. So, first point is tea is really good for you. There are so many studies out there. There are pantloads of studies out there that tell you all the health benefits of tea. Better for bones, they give you vitamins, they're antioxidant powers, and they really just give you a relaxed feel. I mean, it might be a little too new wavy for you, but after you drink tea, you're feeling great. And you really don't want to find your tea at a supermarket. If you have a tea shop or like a little cafe around, that it's the best way. Buying loose tea as opposed to bagged tea is really the way to go. One of the good ways I've found to find out if it's a good tea shop is to look at the pastry section versus the tea section. If the pastry display is bigger than the tea section, then it's probably a good place to score a pastry, but not so good a place to get tea. But if the tea display is bigger than the pastry display, then you know you've found a good place. Online tea can be good. There are several sites out there that sell very good tea, but the danger with that is you can't smell it, you can't order a cup of it beforehand. If you're in a cafe, you can't really see, you can't hold it in your hands, so just be wary of that. Really, the best way is to use tap water when making tea. You don't really want to use distilled water, bottled water, because the oxygen has gone out of it, and oxygen is really what makes tea steep. So you want to use tap water if possible. And I recommend heating your water in an electric heater. It's the fastest, most efficient way to do it. So teapots are generally made of iron, ceramic, or porcelain because those materials hold heat the most. And when you buy a new teapot, they often come with an infuser, which is where you put your tea inside the infuser, and then it hangs down in the water and it will steep the tea. They're really not that good for that, but what they are good at doing something else. So hold on to that for a moment. You want a teacup. I really don't like small teacups. They're just really hard to hold, and they don't really hold that much tea. I would rather a nice coffee mug. So let's get down to making tea. The best way is to preheat your teacup. Yeah, run your tap all the way to full heat. Put some water in your teacup. Put some water in your teapot to start heating those up while you're boiling the water. When your water's boiled, or in the case of green tea, you want to get it almost to a boil, but you don't want a full boil, whereas in the case of black tea, you want a full, complete boil. So then once it's at that stage, you put 1 measuring teaspoon of loose tea in your teapot per 8 ounces of water. Put that in there, you put your water in there, and you let that steep. If it's green tea, you let it steep for 2 to 3 minutes. If it's black tea, 3 to 5 minutes. and herbal tea is 5 to 7 minutes. I find the lower end is better, but some people like their tea stronger. So when that tea has steeped for a good amount of time, you pour the water out of your teacup. You can pour it through the infuser to sort of preheat that. You pour your water from your teapot through the infuser to strain it into your teacup, and you drink. And yeah, I find that's pretty much the best way to make tea. Oh, and don't forget to clean up after yourself. Make your mother proud. So yeah.
Welcome to Tyler's used car dealership. You could have a broad range of any car you want, like this one, or even this one. And as a limited time offer, you could have $500 cash back. Now that's more money in your wallet. And remember, at Tyler's, it's always cheap.
Hi there, quick sports update this week. The basketball team has begun their 2 times a week practice along with the middle school, and they are having fun. That's going well, and they're preparing for their student-faculty basketball game at the end of their season, which I believe is very near the beginning of February. The ski team has also been working hard. They're doing a lot of dry land training right now as there's not much snow outside. Some have been going upstate to catch the snow. They are going to be a force to contend with this year at the state meet, or regional meet, and we hope state meet. Also, the football update, the break football, I believe the score is 15-13 after the Wyatt, Cyrus, Jeremy, Connor team had a lack of players at today's breaks, but hopefully they can catch back up by next week and we'll have maybe a tighter race. Okay, that'll be it for this week's sports update.
Hello and welcome to Interviews with Brian. As you can guess, my name is Brian. Here with me is Mr. Tyler O'Brien. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions, sir. While answering the question, don't get flustered. Be calm and creative. Try answering this question creatively and answer in such a way that it's not a big deal. Firstly, tell me how many hats you have in your home.
Well, Brian, that's a hard question. As a rough estimate, I would put it somewhere in the 50s. We do, however, store a good number of our hats in our barn.
Are you counting those? And
that is not in the rough estimate. Counting those, I would say, around 100.
You are clearly a man of hat taste. Next, do you like your dog and cat, or cat?
I do love my dog and cat. They most likely would be dead if I didn't. Yes, I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, so yes, I love them very much.
Very nice, very nice. Why am I asking you these questions?
Clearly, you know something I do not know.
Most definitely.
I am not sure why you're asking these questions.
All right. And how do you tackle stress and define stress?
Stress is when one feels stressful, and I tackle stress by going outside and hurling a basketball at my basketball hoop as hard as I can.
All right, Mr. Tyler O'Brien, thank you for another exciting round of Interviews with Brian.
And the word of the week this week is Kibblesworth. I will spell that for you. It's Kibblesworth. This is the amount of money that a shop will mark down something so that some little idiot will come along and buy it. For instance, the Kibblesworth on a 1999 pair of shoes is 1 penny because it is 1 cent less than $20. So the word of the week again is Kibblesworth. 3, 2.
Sure. Good news.
Good news. I like this.
There's been an art robbery foiled down the Louvre.
Oh, it's been foiled, I thought.
Yes, it was foiled.
Very nice. So,
Yes, because the people did not have the money the gas to get the Van Gogh.
This week on the useless facts section of Waldorf Weekly, I have 5 facts for you. If you yell for 8 years, 7 months, 6 days, then the sound energy you create will be enough to heat approximately 1 cup of coffee. If you fart for 6 years and 9 months continuously, then the energy you create will be roughly equivalent to 1 atomic bomb. Donkeys kill more people annually than plane crashes do. American Airlines saved $40,987 last year by eliminating one olive served on salads in first class. And finally, California has issued, to this date, 6 driver's licenses to people named Jesus Christ.
Hello, and welcome back to Interviews with Brian. And now, my guest is Zoe Oswald. Now, I'm going to ask you, as before, a couple of questions. Don't get flustered, be calm, creative when answering them, and just don't treat it like a big deal. Firstly, what color umbrella do you have?
I have a ladybug umbrella, actually. Yeah.
A red ladybug, or is it like a hybrid ladybug that has
It's
another
red.
color?
Classic.
Oh, classic. Next, which is your first question to the people of Antarctica?
Well, I'd like to know about what color their snowflakes reflect, in the light.
That is a deep question.
I
I've never
know.
thought of that before. Huh. Nextly, which is your favorite language other than your native language?
I would have to say Spanish.
Spanish. Any reason for that?
No,
You just like Spanish?
yep.
So never a bad thing. And last, why are manhole covers round?
Well, that's obvious. You should know that one. It's
And-
because the snakes like to go through them.
She's
Yeah.
treating the snakes. That is ingenious. Well, Zoe Oswald, everyone. Well, this has been another exciting round with Interviews with Brian.
And that looks like it wraps it up for this week's edition. On next week's episode, a slippery communist doom spiral, a dispirited bayberry adumbrated by a shoemaker. Find it all out on Waldorf Weekly. See you next time, folks.